Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. If you're new to the channel, we have two other playthroughs. I did all of Origins and all of Dragon Age 2, and I'll put the links in the description. That way, if you really wanted to, you can watch that. But you don't have to. This is going to be kind of more of a fresh thing. I'll keep people up to date on what happened in the past and what we did in the other games and all that fun stuff. So that's just going to be, if you wanted to watch them, you could, but you don't have to. One of those things. Now, with this in particular, I'm about 7-8 hours into the game on my personal playthrough. I got to play the game before, it actually released, which is really cool. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. However, because I played it before release and because the game actually is releasing tonight, it's not officially out yet, the game is having a lot of performance issues. And I'm waiting for NVIDIA to update their drivers. I'm waiting for the official patch to come out for the game to fix some of the issues it's having. Like, for instance, the cutscenes were locked at 30 frames per second. However, with a simple load tool, you're able to make it run much higher than that. So there's just a lot of tweaking that needs to happen because the game just launched. And because of that, the first few episodes, I'm just letting you know, will be kind of short until I can get everything working and looking the way that I want to. However, before we start, I wanted to show you, this is what I have my graphics setting set to. Pretty high for most of it, and then I have AA off on both accounts because it makes the game look blurry at the moment, and it kills your frame rate, like in half. I have ambient occlusion off because that's another killer frame rates, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna stick with that, and I'm gonna start a new game. I know exactly what I want to play, and I have it set up. That's how the game starts, is a massive explosion. It's a good way to actually start a game, if you ask me. I had an idea. We're going to play a dude. I was going to do a Kunari, but I couldn't quite make it look right. They didn't look right as a rogue. I've tried this a couple times, making my rogue, and I've settled not on the dwarf, but on the elf. The elf looks pretty cool, and all that fun stuff. Dual wielding, of course. Dual wielding. And I'm currently playing on Nightmare with my playthrough, so I'm going to play through on normal for this because it is a long game, I'll tell you what. So this is our little backstory, kind of like Origins gave you a backstory. And if you guys know me, you know that it's important for me to know my character's backstory because that gives me the motivations to make certain decisions, and it will motivate my character as we go. So I am the Dalish hunter, apparently. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You were raised in the wilderness to be a hunter, relied upon by the Lavian, we'll figure that out as we go, because they pronounce it for you, clan, for food and protection. The clan wandered the northern free marches and had little to no interaction with humans until the clan's keepers sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happens there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. Before we show you my character, I'm not going to show you much of character creation because it's going to take me like 40 minutes to create my character seriously. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of backstory just so as we get into the game. You see that I was part of the Dalish clan wandering the northern free marches. That's pretty close to where Kirkwall is, the main city from Dragon Age 2. So chances are I probably have heard of people like Merrill, stuff like that, right? With that in mind, my character has been sent as a spy to the Chantry's conclave. Now, this conclave is in Haven, where the Temple of Andraste is, where the Urn of Sacred Ashes was then stored. Now, Haven was from Dragon Age Origins. You go there to find the Urn of Sacred Ashes. You do, and you end up healing the Arl of Redcliffe with them. That's a lot of stuff that if you've never heard of Dragon Age, probably it's going over your head. what you need to know is this place is considered a super holy place by the Chantry, which is like Dragon Age Church. And the game just started out with a massive explosion. That was the enclave or the conclave that you saw there, the place where the Urn of Sacred Ashes is, and basically the main person over the entire Chantry, the Grand Cleric, she is like the Pope of the Chantry, basically. She was there, and so were a ton of other Chantry people. And I was sent there as a spy to figure out what is happening, because there's obviously something going on that's going to affect the rest of the world because of the events in Dragon Age 2. You know, the mages and the Templars went into mass rebellion. The pretty much most of the circles have disbanded. The Templars have gone on a killing spree trying to kill all the mages, and the mages have gone into massive apostate kind of things going on. Not all of them, but most of the mages are on their own now, and it's chaotic in the world. So this conclave has come together. I was sent there as a spy to figure out what was happening, and that's where the game starts, with a massive explosion. So we will select this. I'm going to import the game from Dragon Age Origins and 2 that we did on the channel. So I'm going to confirm this world state. By the way, if you want this world state, you can add me on Origin, and I can send it to you through Dragon Age Keep, and you can upload it as your own. And you can change it too. Like if there were certain decisions I made that you don't want to make, you can change all that through Dragon Age Keep, and I will do that. Well, I'll show you what my name is on Origin, so you can add me. I don't care. People bug me all the time anyway, so just go offline. So then they don't bug me. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so one of the main issues the game has been having at launch too is long load screens like this, just so you're aware. And these kind of cutscenes that we're on now are supposed to be locked at 30 frames per second, but I have a command line that is making it run higher than that. Currently it's running at 60, so it's a lot smoother than what it should be. And this is not what our character looks like. So it goes straight into character creation, and I will make my elf, and I will see you guys on the other side, and I'll show you a little bit of the customization options that you have available to you. And here he is. That's pretty close to actually what I wanted. So I wanted like an elf that looks dashing enough that he could be, you know, a spy. Like, oh, I could totally see you being a spy, because you got to be able to work a crowd, right? So you got to be able to, what's the way to put it? You got to be able to persuade people, and the best way to do that is to look, reasonably charming, and he does. He looks pretty good. His hair's a little bit of a mess, but you know what? Overall, he looks pretty good. I'm going to show you a couple of the different styles. I think I was looking at that one. That one looks pretty cool. I like that. It looks quite good. In fact, I don't know. I think it fits him maybe a little bit better. The long hair reminds me a lot of my rogue from Origins, so maybe I should go with that. Looks pretty good. I would change a little bit of the ears, but you have.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
You have different voices you could choose between. So like the elf can choose between that one and this one.
How much is this going to cost me exactly? How much is this going to cost me exactly?
He says other things.
You leave me no choice. How much is this going to cost me?
Oh, come on. I know you say something else.
I just hope I can help.
Yeah, it's kind of more of like a deeper voice. Then you have this one.
You leave me no choice.
Got a bit of an accent.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Now, the reason why this one is the one I chose is because I feel like if he's up in Kirkwall area, the free marches, you think that this would be the voice that he would have. He would have an accent. He wouldn't have that Ferelden accent, which is the other dude, which is a non-accent.
You leave me no choice.
He would have.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Yeah, he'd be a bit different. He looks quite good. I do like that hair a little bit better now that I've changed it. There's some other options here that you can switch between. The hair options are lacking, and I'm sure when modders get the hand on the game, they'll make some pretty awesome stuff. But until then, it's, slim pickings as far as hair stuff is concerned. You can change the eye color quite crazily enough. I'll show you this real quick. You can eyes, boom. You can change the outer iris color and the inner iris color. So that's why you see like the little bit of yellow in there with the green. It kind of gives you this cool look. I do like that. And the other thing that I wanted to do was change my ears a bit. So ear position. I want them to go in a bit more. Whoops. It's got like this weird slider thing, and I found the trick of you can click up on the top and move it around. So I want them a bit high on the head, and then ear size. I want to see if I can. Actually, where they were at, it was pretty good. Those elf ears, though. I thought there was a way to kind of fold them back a bit. You could definitely do that on the Canary, but the elf, I don't think you can do as much. Let's just make some final changes. This is the hair color that I want. I really like that hair color. The rest are kind of weird. Well, not weird, just not the color I'm going for. I kind of want a darker color. Yeah, we'll go with that one, which is kind of close to the same hair color that I chose for Hawk when we did Dragon Age 2. There's a lot of makeup options. A lot. Like, a lot. There's a lot of stuff here to mess with, and you can make your guy look fairly ridiculous if you want to, but I'm trying to make him look like he belongs in this world, because he does. And with that, you are introduced to the man, Novus. Boom. I don't remember what I had my Hawk name as. I have no idea. Rorschach? Maybe? I don't know. Goes right into the game. It's kind of seamless, actually. That is the Divine herself. That Pope of the Chancery I was talking about previously. Spiders. How did they know? My one weakness. Bugs. That's not good. Oh, I will put in the description the command line that you need to have. If you go to your Inquisition game on Origin, you right-click on it, you go to Game Properties, it'll pop up like a thing, like it's like a box that you put text into. If you copy and paste the text without the quotes, just to copy everything else except the quotes, you can then have your cutscenes running at 60 frames per second. I can't promise that it won't break things, just letting you know. But in my testing, it works quite well to have it not locked at 30 frames per second. At least until they come with an official fix for that. My hand. It glows green.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Hello there, Cassandra. That was also Leliana, by the way, in case you... So it's Cassandra and Leliana. Two characters from the two previous games. What would my... Okay, back to I was a spy. I don't want people to know that I was a spy, but an explosion happened. I have no idea what happened. I'm kind of confused. What would my character respond to? I was the only survivor. Remain silent.
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
Oh, they have the kind of the same thing from Dragon Age 2? Your little, like, emotion thing? Like, that's a sad response, that's a kind of aggressive response, that's a standoffish response, and that's a confused one.
I don't understand.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me. But then...
Go to the Ford Camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you. We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that.
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
Let's investigate.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
They have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Right into the game.
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
So, they made some UI changes. You only have access to 8 ability slots now, so you have to kind of pick and choose what you do. They changed a lot of the controls around, and personally, I took a long time to kind of figure them out, but I have figured them out now. Also, 2 more things. I feel like the game feels a little bit better with controller, but I'm going to be playing with mouse and keyboard for the time being. And for looting things, you no longer have to hold tab.
Open the gate.
You hit V, and it does that little like ring thing, and then it'll pop up glowy stuff that you can loot. Also, they added jumping, which means space no longer pauses the game. In fact, space makes you jump. So control pauses tactically like it did before, and T is the new tactical cam, which I'll show you when it finally gets to that point. The very last thing I'll have to mention after this.
pulses are coming faster now.
So,
The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear.
you
the
no
more
longer
dangers
auto
you
attack
face.
anymore,
How did I survive the blast?
which is weird.
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
I suppose I will. Yeah, they got rid of auto attacks, as you'll see here in a minute, which is weird. Also, Frostbite 3 brings destructibility, which is pretty cool. Game looks incredible, even with me having some settings set to low. Can't wait for those drivers to come out, I'll tell you what.
Stay behind me!
That's not good. Arm yourself, Novus. Give me those daggers. So, it's, yeah, the little tutorial, you can either hold left hit, mouse button or R, depending on, you know, what you prefer. I've kind of switched between the two. But the auto attack is no longer there, and like I said, you have to, yeah, you have to hold down a button to auto attack like that. It's kind of weird.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
Cassandra. Fine.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait.
Reverse psychology.
I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless.
Like a mouse.
I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
Yeah, I did. You keep that in mind. Cool. Also, your potions, you no longer can just carry like
Take
as
these
many as you want.
Maker knows what we will face.
You can only carry 8 to begin with.
Soldiers.
At the forward camp or fighting.
Also,
On our own for now.
there's no like healers anymore. You can throw in barriers and stuff. It's interesting. We'll talk about it as we go for sure. But we have some more demons up here.